On February 11th, 2024, officers from the Orlando Police Department Airport Division responded to a battery complaint at the Frontier Airlines ticket counter inside Orlando International Airport. A passenger admitted on body camera that she announced her intent to throw a water bottle, threw it, and struck a counter agent. Footage raises 3 central legal questions worth examining in detail.
Where's the other party involved?
She's in the back. Is she gonna bite me if I try to bite her?
Okay, so what's going on? What happened?
She was talking too much. So I told her if she kept bothering me, I was gonna throw a water bottle at her head. And I threw a water bottle at her head.
Okay, so you do know that will be considered battery, correct?
Okay.
All right. Mine is a wobbly. There you go. Give me 1 second. Hey, we might actually need you. It's over here. So she just admit that she even threw a bottle. So what do you want to do?
I am pressing charges,
Irie.
and she's not fine with us. I need her information.
Okay.
She stood right there. I was on the computer in front over there, and she literally launched that bottle after me.
Alright. As I said, if you want press charges, then that's it. We just need some statements, and that's it. We will go. Calm down. It ain't want to job or nothing. Just press charges and go from there.
Yeah.
You need a breather? Alright, say less. You can tell whoever to call you back, okay? Unfortunately, what you did is actually considered battery is not unwanted touch, and she want to press charges, so you will be going to jail for this right now.
Is your ID here? I don't know. Look in the front part. Yep.
Morning, Paco.
Morning, guys. Go ahead.
Can I have a 10 deal?
45 P10 9 Joe, water background.
Okay, so if I was being tormented, why am I going to jail?
Because what you did, which was throwing a bottle of water.
I was being tormented the whole time I was here, so why am I going
sorry?
to jail? If I was being tormented the whole time I was here, why
Tormented?
am I going to jail? It's on camera.
Okay, but what do you mean by tormented?
Like, harassed. I was being harassed the whole time I was here.
How?
I was being, like, mentally.
Okay, but did anybody touch you?
Okay, still, it's the same
Okay,
thing.
but then, no, it's not. So when you're touching someone, it's different.
I didn't touch her.
You just threw a bottle.
I threw a
Yeah,
water
so what do
bottle.
you think that is?
She harassed me.
But did she touch you though?
What's the difference?
What do you mean what's the difference? I mean, if you can't tell the difference, then I don't know what to tell you. Listen, all of this that you're going to... I'm going to go grab a stick. Okay, right now.
First, the elements of battery. Under Florida Statute Section 784.03, battery occurs when a person, quote, actually and intentionally touches or strikes another person against the will of the other. Florida courts have repeatedly held that this element does not require injury, blood, or even direct hand contact. Thrown objects, a poked finger, or spit have all qualified as battery under appellate precedent. The intent element is satisfied not by intent to injure, but by intent to make the unwanted contact itself, or sin. The subject's announced threat, followed by deliberate execution, satisfies the intent element overwhelmingly. Second, the question of justification. The subject offers a single defense throughout the encounter. She claims she was, quote, harassed for 7 hours by airline staff. Under Florida law, this is not a cognizable defense to battery. Self-defense under Florida Statute Section 776.012 requires a reasonable belief in the imminent use of unlawful force. Words alone, no matter how rude, prolonged, or insulting, never satisfy the imminence requirement. This rule traces back through centuries of common law and is reaffirmed in modern Florida appellate decisions. The remedy for verbal mistreatment is civil, administrative, or corporate, not physical retaliation.
All you could do is you could do all of this through Frontier website. You could have your grievance.
Okay, but I asked her for help and she kept getting smart with me. What do you expect me to do?
Go right on the website.
That's what you wanted, right?
I'm sorry?
You wanted a response.
I'm lost. I'm sorry. I'm lost.
She's saying she wanted a response, but then you're the one that's getting it now. So
That's what I'm saying. This.
You just causing more trouble to yourself. I don't deal with harassment.
you don't get it, but you'll get it.
You don't get it.
All right.
You gotta realize your behavior is unacceptable.
Okay, you harassing me is unacceptable.
You get her flight information and all of that.
Nothing from her.
It's other stuff. I need to get her flight information and all of that.
My hold on.
Give me her flight information. So she come up. I trying to figure out what happened. So she come up. Explain to me exactly what happened.
So she came.
Excuse me.
When she first came, she came to the one right there with the pink phone.
Okay.
Right here. Asked about the price of the bag. She gave her the peach folder. But first of all, she walked up and she just continued like talking. She said good morning and she said yeah whatever. I just asked about her bags. So she came to me over there. She asked me how much is the bags. I told her $292. She walked back over there, grabbed the bags, came back over here, and she said, for these 3 check bags, how much is it? I said, ma'am, I told you $292.
$292. Irene.
And then she was on the phone, and she was like, oh, can you tell them how much? I'm like, I'm not repeating myself to you. This is literally the 3rd time I'm going to repeat the same thing to you. She's like, oh, that's your job. No, it's not. You can go online and check the prices for the bags yourself. Like, that's not my job. Oh, you're behind the counter. Okay. She grabbed her stuff. She walked right over there.
Okay.
A couple minutes later, I hear when she flung the box on top of the scale. I look up. I ain't said nothing. She's still on the phone. The agent signed up here. She had the phone talking. I signed up over there. The agent was like, you hear what she just said? I said, no. She's like, oh, she said she'll fling this bottle at you. I looked up at her. All I know, I turned my head, I called next. The bottle come flinging after me.
So, but she when she flinging the bottle.
Right over there by the scale,
So
the bottle was there.
She been over there by the bottle, and you were standing right there,
With the green bottle.
and she flung it up. Okay. And your shirt is wet, still from the bottle.
Okay.
I need to get her flight information.
You and I need to go.
And then you said that she's gonna be definitely
On the no-fly list.
Show me out with 185.
All right, let me know when you get. Oh, you already get. There we go. I'm just telling you because it's the time. So I'm gonna check. Right. Thank you. Alright, so I get her information. They don't want her on a no-flight list, and I said, yeah, I don't know.
You don't want to press charges?
Yeah, no, she do. She do. She's done.
So why do you have my ticket?
Because I need your information.
Are you going to arrest her?
Yeah, 45, 50 hours.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So as for right now, we'll be on arrest for battery because she want to press charges. You're going to be on a no-fly list, so you cannot fly with Frontier, and then you're going to be trespassed off of this airport, so you cannot fly within any Goa property.
But you guys was tormenting me the whole entire time.
I'm sorry?
You guys was tormenting me the whole entire time and then expecting me not to do anything.
Who's you guys?
The whole time I was here, the staff was harassing me. From the time I arrived at 7 p.m. yesterday, and if you have camera footage, then go look at it. You already know. So from 7 p.m. yesterday, I was harassed all the way till now. You know how many hours that is?
Yeah, but your behavior don't warrant for that still, regardless
You
of
don't
the fact.
harass nobody. That's the same. Then I want to press charges.
Well,
It's the airport.
and you can.
Because that's not fair. So where's the supervisor?
Absolutely, you
Where's
can.
the supervisor?
Sure.
Oh.
Sorry, just right there.
Oh, she want a supervisor. As I said, let me go. Sorry. She, I guess, was upset about baggage fees. She hit the water on her. She still have her shirt wet, and she said that we're harassing her now, and she wanted to speak to a supervisor. I tried to tell her that her action is not warrant, and she will be trespassed from the airport, and she is no longer flying out of Frontier. So now she wanted to.
I think you have to put charges too.
Yeah, she wanted to put.
So I'm sending at 6 a.m. to take over. Because there's 3 in the terminals. Good morning. How can I help you?
So I've been harassed for the past 7 hours, and then
By whom?
I keep being arrested for the past 7 hours.
You've
By
been
the
what?
Staff, harassed by
Harassed by
the
the staff,
hours.
okay.
Yeah, so I needed help. I ignored it. I needed help with my checking bags, and I asked her for help. She kept getting smart.
Who's she?
The woman.
Oh, the lady in the counter. Okay.
Yeah. And the only thing I was asking her was for help, and I told her it's your job for customer service.
Sure.
And she kept getting smart and egging me on. She kept saying stuff, so I told her, I'm like, you leave me alone, and then I threw a water bottle at her. But it didn't hit her. It hit her. We started going back and forth, but she was disrespectful.
I get that. And
So why am I going to jail?
First of all, you're being detained right now pending investigation. So right now, you're just detained pending an investigation,
Okay,
okay?
but they harassed me, and I have a flight to get on at 6.
I understand that, but Frontier, this has to do with them, right? Like if they're rude or like you believe that they'll be harassed. No, I'm not saying that they were not. I'm saying that your avenue for that is Frontier, right? Like it's kind of like any business, right? If you go to a restaurant or business and they're rude, we only get involved when it becomes physical. What you can do is you can always, complain to customer service to Frontier, but we have nothing to do with Frontier, unfortunately. You know what I mean? We're only here pending our investigation. We don't know that yet. So right now you're detained pending investigations. Once we conclude the investigation, then we'll let you know exactly what's going to happen.
But my flight leaves at 6. Why can't they just let me board? I apologize to her, but she egged me on.
But you understand that when somebody gets you aggravated, you can't act on it.
Okay, but imagine being harassed for hours.
I get that. But what you do in life, you back off.
I didn't do nothing the whole entire time.
You just told me you threw a water bottle at her.
For 7 hours to 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay,
Someone harassing you can't do nothing.
No, you cannot get physical in life. No, you cannot. No, because you wouldn't like that to happen to you. Somebody touch you when you don't want
If
it.
y'all got harassed for 7 hours,
No.
y'all not gonna sit there and stand there.
You're right. We would not stand there. We would just walk away and get somebody else to help us somewhere
I
else.
did.
Or you could have probably called us.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need more resources. We got more resources for you.
If you were harassed,
If
you could have called the police.
harassing me, how the hell I call you guys?
You have a cell phone. You could have called 911.
Can I just please get my flight? I do not want to go to jail. Like, I want to start crying. Please don't take me to jail.
Unfortunately, we have passed that.
Third, the constitutional analysis. The Fourth Amendment requires probable cause for any arrest. Probable cause here is established by 3 independent sources: the victim's sworn complaint, eyewitness corroboration, and the subject's own repeated admissions on body camera. First, under Atwater versus City of Lago Vista, decided in 2001, custodial arrest for a misdemeanor offense is constitutionally permissible, even where citation alone would suffice. The arrest authority here is unambiguous. Fifth Amendment analysis is more nuanced. Under Miranda versus Arizona, decided in 1966, custodial interrogation requires advisement of the right to silence and the right to counsel before questioning. Berkemer versus McCarty, decided in 1984, clarifies the trigger point as the moment a reasonable person would not feel free to terminate the encounter and leave. The available footage does not capture a clear Miranda advisement, even after the officer states the subject will be going to jail. However, most of her incriminating statements qualify as spontaneous declarations made without prompting from any officer. Under Rhode Island versus Innis, such volunteered statements fall outside Miranda's protections and remain admissible regardless of advisement status. On the use of force analysis, this incident never escalates beyond level 1 verbal commands and minor level 2 soft empty hand control. Under Graham versus Connor, decided in 1989, the reasonableness of any force used is judged from the perspective of a reasonable officer on the scene, given the totality of circumstances. Here, the totality favors the officers strongly. The subject is non-resistant, the offense is a misdemeanor, and no force is required beyond cuffing. This is a textbook example of force calibration matching threat level.
They make that.
So can I talk to her and apologize? Can you ask her so I can catch my plane? I want to go. I can't afford to go back to jail. I got a heart problem. That's why I was doing water bottle at her. I could have had a heart attack.
I understand that, but the moment that you touch somebody when they don't want to,
I didn't touch her.
you can't take it back. You can't take, sometimes you can't take your actions back.
Okay, can I just say sorry?
No, you're here now. Sitting here for now until we figure it out.
Okay, but I want to catch my plane.
You might, yes. There are consequences to every action. No? You
Okay,
should
but
have
I
not
was
thrown a bottle.
tormented.
Again, next time.
For over 7
Walk
hours.
away, call somebody else.
Okay, but I don't want to go to jail and I really don't want to
I
stop.
understand that. She doesn't want to get hit either, but you did it.
I just don't know now if they're taking the luggages.
No, they're not.
They're not anymore, right? Not even from us anymore.
Not,
Yes, they
not
are.
Even, not even the purse.
What?
Not even like a purse.
Well, as long as it fits in the white clear bag. Well, this
You try
one.
to take like a little fanny
This one?
pack, and they say no.
No, and not even this? What? That's ridiculous.
I just check it.
Stand up.
We'll help.
Sorry.
And I count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Where you gonna take the car's
The car is right there.
I'm gonna reach over you, okay?
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, you have your water on. Oh, okay.
She was charged with battery. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Turning to the grading, the responding officers receive a B+. Their investigative sequence was methodical, their communication was patient, and their legal explanations were accurate. The half-grade deduction reflects the absence of a clearly captured Miranda advisement at the moment custodial status attached. The subject receives a D. Every element of misdemeanor battery was independently satisfied. Her stated justification has no legal foundation, and her repeated admissions compounded her exposure. The grade is held above F only because of her physical compliance during the arrest itself. 3 lessons emerge from this case that apply broadly to similar encounters. First, verbal provocation, no matter how prolonged or unfair, never legally authorizes a physical response. Proper remedies are corporate complaints, civil claims, or a call to law enforcement. Second, spontaneous admissions made before formal custody are generally admissible regardless of whether Miranda has been read. Right to argusis exists from the first moment of police contact and must be affirmatively invoked. Third, full physical compliance during arrest, even while disputing the arrest verbally, is always the correct strategic choice. It preserves every legal argument for court while preventing the situation from deteriorating into additional charges. Let us know your thoughts on this case in the comments below. If you found this analysis useful, consider subscribing for more legal breakdowns of police interactions. Thank you for watching.